Collective. Sorry I missed you guys last night. I had family in from out of town that I was spending some time with, so I figured I'd hop on this morning before work and do a little energy check-in. So I was gonna do the elements, but I don't think I have time for doing all that right now. So I'm just gonna do another collective weekly, not weekly, just like energy check-in. We'll just see what's going on. So that is what I have. All right, let's see what we got. Ooh. I feel like I'm puffy today. All right. So this is just gonna be energy check-in, like a collective energy check-in. So if it resonates, great. If not, maybe the next one. Okay, let's see. So I'm just doing a collective energy check-in. I'm just pulling some cards. If anyone is interested, I do have spots open for readings. You can just go on the website or DM. We can set something up for you. And I also am doing subscriptions, monthly subscriptions, so you can go on and sign up and get a monthly check-in every month, a 20-minute check-in. So that's all on the website, links in the bio. If you can't figure it out, you can send us a message. Interesting cards coming out, that's for sure. I'm like curious to see what we got here. All right, let's see. Okay. So definitely some new beginnings is coming through here. It feels like a lot of new beginnings. Literally, we got like 4 cards that would basically say new beginnings. So it definitely feels like, it feels like there was a tower moment kind of vibe going on. It feels like you're coming out of that. I feel like there's still little bits and pieces of that happening. And like in the tower moment, I feel like this collective that I'm reading for, it's like you're still kind of in the tower moment, but it's the end of the tower moment. So it's more of like the rebuilding phase of your tower moment. So it feels like a lot of things have like moved and switched and changed, or just even within yourself, it feels like too, like a lot of your feelings have changed on things, or your perception or perspective on things, your priorities. Like it seems like there's been a lot kind of shifting within you, internally, and then in your exterior as well. So it feels like now you're in this like building phase. You're trying to like rebuild your life. You're trying to come out of this old structure that you had that kind of crumbled down. So now that you're in this new like building phase, I feel like there's going to be a lot of new changes happening in your life as well. So it definitely feels like career is coming up. Your living situation is definitely coming up. But it feels more like this new beginning that's happening now is like you're basically being asked, like you're on a path. You're being asked to either rebuild and continue and do the same thing that you did every other time that basically, gave you the same answers and the same situation, or are you gonna like take this new path that the universe is really trying to force you? It almost feels like it's just been like one thing after the next, and it's like you either weren't getting it or you just weren't willing to like move down that new path. And I feel like now is where you are. I feel like you've been heavily guided to like be push down this new path where all these new good things are for you. And it feels like it's really building like a solid, stable like setup for you. I feel like your home situation wants to feel more solid and grounded and stable, and peaceful. Like, and then also it just feels like stability is as well, like something across the board that you're wanting to kind of like restructure or manifest into your life, but you want something that feels like solid and stable. And I feel like you realize more that it is like more about you and from within than like so much external stuff. Even though I do feel like there's going to be a lot of external stuff that is switching or changing, it's also because like internally you've decided that you don't want to live a certain way. So I feel like it all goes back to like an energetic like purpose or focus. So it feels like right now for this collective, the energy is like you're really focusing on your own priorities. You're really focusing on like what you want. I feel like a lot of you have been either like sitting with yourself a lot, deep in thought with what you're wanting. It feels like just a lot of this like change within you about your priorities, and like figuring out from past situations and experiences like what you want and what you don't want, and trying to move forward with that. I feel like for a lot of you, you are trying to kind of like block out anything that is going to distract you from making these changes or moving forward or taking time with yourself. So I feel like some of you are kind of like pulling in a little bit, even if it's just like not expressing yourself as much or something to that effect. It just feels like you are not allowing anything to like distract you or block you from moving forward. It feels like this movement that you're trying to make in your life is too important, and like your peace is too important to not allow this to move forward. So it also feels like there's so much here. It feels like you guys are asking for what you want, and I think also your guides are like asking you to continue to ask them for what you want. And I feel like that has been such a solid message throughout a lot of these collective readings, whether it's like elements or like the full collective, but like keep asking for what you want. It's like I feel like our guides are really like coming through heavy with that message. Like keep asking for what you want. Like, you know, meditate, pray, journal, whatever it is, like even if it's just doing something creative or, you know, playing a sport or something like that, just whatever like connects you to your higher self, and like gives you a moment to just like ask for what you want, or like ask out loud for what you want. Ask, you know, your friends and family, you know, like let them know what you want. But it just feels like keep asking for what you want, and then like letting people or the universe know like what you need. I feel like that's the only way we're gonna continue to get it. So it's like keep asking for it and it will come. Like that's a very strong message that's coming through. Like keep asking, it will come. Also asking is another way they're like kind of mentioning is making sure that you are doing like a gratitude list or some type of something for like your gratitude. So just, you know, every day taking a little moment, whether you just do it in your head or out loud or write it down or whatever, just saying the things that you're grateful for, big or small, it doesn't matter. It's more about the energy and just like feeling the energy of what you're grateful for and allowing you to call more in that energetic alignment. So it feels like they're kind of bringing up the gratitude just to keep us in the energy of manifesting and attracting in that higher vibration, so we can kind of call in what we want more and quicker. I do feel like for a lot of you in this collective, financial, business, career stuff is definitely coming in like pretty heavily. For a lot of you, it feels like a new job, a new career, a new business venture, a new position in your company. It could be retirement. I don't know. It feels like something is going to like shift, but it feels like it's going to be a pretty like substantial shift, at least like energetically. I feel like financially it is going to work out and whatever, but I feel like that's not even the main point of this shift. The main point of this shift is like you definitely want to be financially secure and safe, and you're not trying to like, you know, downshift or anything like that. Even though for some of you, it feels like you might have to like take a little bit of a decrease in what you're normally used to, but it's only going to be temporarily, and then it's going to like kick you up, and really you're going to be like, okay. So just trust in that. But the feeling about this change is more that it's an energetic change. It feels like you could be, I'm sorry, my dog is freaking out. So it feels like you could be, Max, come. It feels like you could be like in a job that isn't even bad, and something that you don't mind. It's something that you've been doing for a long time. You're comfortable. You know, like you get it inside and out. You have a good rapport with the people you work with. It feels like for some of you, there's nothing wrong with this job that you're doing or the career that you're doing, but the fact that energetically you have changed and you have shifted, and you no longer are resonating with this. So it feels like there has been a lot of struggle between yourself, because it feels like I have this great job, I get paid well enough or whatever. Like it feels like, you know, you're comfortable. Of course, we all feel like we can, you know, afford to make more money, but it feels like you're comfortable enough, and you feel like, I don't have it bad. Like, why do I still feel like this isn't enough, or like it doesn't fit me anymore? And that is the reason why I feel like there is going to be a change, because it just feels like it doesn't resonate with you anymore. It's not who you are, and it's not where you're trying to go. So it feels like, even though, yes, everything looks good on paper, it's like emotionally or whatever, it feels like it's not resonating with you, and you just like, you're going to have to make the change because it just doesn't feel good. So it feels like, one, you're still kind of going through like that release of fear of, not having money, that poverty mindset. And then also like any type of resentments or whatever. But I just feel like you're kind of tying up some loose ends with like the way that you perceive money. And then I do feel like for a lot of you, yeah, there's going to definitely be a change in career or job or position. And for some, I feel like retirement too. I feel like this could be like your retirement. And it feels like something that you have been, like for the retirement people, it feels like something you've been like pushing off, because you're either scared that it's going to, like you're not going to know who you are, and it's going to like change your whole like identity. Or for others, it feels like you just don't feel comfortable not working and like feeling like you have control over your financial stability. But it also feels like now it's getting to the point where it's just like not allowing you to live your life the way that it feels right or good, and you are going to like actually make this move. So yeah, the financial like job situation, career thing is definitely coming through pretty strongly in this reading. I also feel like for some of you, not all of you in the collective, but there's definitely like a move in housing as well. So like a lot of changes in this, a lot of new beginnings I feel like are coming through. But the new home, I'm feeling like for some of you, it feels like you're switching up the way that your home is. Maybe you're like redoing some parts of your house, or, like repainting some rooms, or new decoration or decor, something to that effect, where it feels like you are re-energizing it, or like bringing it back to life, or just switching it up to fit what feels good to you now and what resonates with you now. For others of you, I do feel like it's going to be a move, the physical move into a new home. I feel like a lot of you have a lot of attachments to where you are right now in the space that you're living in, and it's like, in order to continue with this like finishing up of the tower moment, it feels like you kind of like are wanting and needing to release all that energy, and that feels like your living space for a lot of you, that is coming, like that's part of it. So it's like that needs to go, and I see you moving into a new space, whether it's in the same area, or for some of you it does feel like you're like really just going all out and moving, location, you're moving, everything, job, location, everything's moving. So it feels like that is definitely coming through for a lot of you, but that this new living situation that you are going to be in is going to feel better to you. It's going to feel like it's more of an energetic match to where you are on your path or where you're headed to. So it feels like a very good like feeling coming out of this. Like when you're in there, I can just feel like it just feels like you're safe. It feels calm. It feels like grounded. It just feels like a good solid place like for you to, you know, go and retreat. So that's definitely coming through. It also feels like, just remember, like, since there's a lot of like kind of big heavy pieces moving right now, to make sure that you are one, taking care of your physical body, making sure that you are staying hydrated, you know, keeping your energy up by eating clean foods and whatnot. Also it helps to like keep a higher vibration. So just making sure that you're focusing on taking care of your physical body, putting yourself first always. Making sure you're still focusing on self-care is really coming through pretty heavily as well. Making sure that you're always giving to yourself first. So even if, you know, you feel like you need to take a nap or something, take a nap, you know, like listen to your body. But just do the things that, you know, are going to make you feel good, and that self-care for sure. Also coming through, like, this doesn't have to be so serious all the time either. So they're like, your guides are trying to remind you, like, don't forget, like, to have fun. Like, you're supposed to enjoy this process. That's like part of the reward, is to like enjoy and be present in the whole process, from getting to A to B or Z, because it seems like we're never getting to Z. But you know, like, you have to enjoy the process from where you are and where you're trying to go and what you're trying to manifest. So they're just saying to, you know, like, enjoy, be present in the moment, stop and smell the roses, do those little things that, like, you know, make you feel happy. You're supposed to enjoy the process. It's not like doing all the work and doing everything and then just waiting for it to all, like, you're supposed to have fun still. You're supposed to live life, that, you know, it's part of the journey. So they're definitely coming through on that. And then I also feel like for some of you, there could be a relationship coming in, if it's not already. I feel like for some of you, it could be a relationship that is a little bit established. I feel like it's not necessarily a relationship just yet, but it feels like there has been something, whether it's like, it feels like for some of you in this collective, maybe you guys have been talking, because I do feel like there's like a level up again in this. I feel like this came up in one of the other readings, but it feels like there is a level up coming within this relationship. It doesn't feel like, nothing about this relationship feels fast. I could tell you that. I just want to pull some more cards on this because it's kind of funny. But yeah, it feels like, again, like a masculine energy coming in. And it just feels like a very like soft, grounded energy. Like they just feel like they're very, not serious, but like they're very like stable and grounded. It's giving like earth vibes, like earth energy, really. So it feels like they don't move fast in like anything that they do. It feels like they like to take their time. They like to think about things. They also just don't feel like there's a rush. Like they just are like slow moving kind of. And it feels like they like to be like pretty grounded, energy. They're not like, you know, chaotic all over. Like, even if they're going through things, it still feels like there's like this calm, grounded energy. Even if they are like freaking out, it just doesn't feel, my hair is getting crazy over here. What the hell? It doesn't feel like they are, like, you know, all over the place like that. It's like they still like they're spiral, but it's like a tight spiral. It's not like a Gemini or Pisces. So that's what I'm picking up on their energy. I feel like there is So there has been like maybe a talking stage. For some of you, I feel like it's almost not even that yet. Like it's just been like flirtation, or even if it is the talking stage, it doesn't feel like there has been anything like too deep. Maybe like a little deep here and there, but like nothing like, you know, you're not having like daily I love yous and all that stuff. Like it's not any of that. It just feels like you're just still like getting to know each other. You're keeping the connection open. It's moving, like it's very slow burn. It's not, you know, it's not like, oh, we're going to hang out every day and we're going to be together, you know, forever kind of a thing. It just feels like you're taking it one day at a time. I feel like you're both trying to keep the connection open, but also like not be too much. So it feels like there is going to be something that comes in. I feel like that there's like a piece of information or something happens that's going to kind of like energetically like connect you, even if it doesn't seem like it is like outwardly. I feel like energetically there's going to be something that just kind of like, it's weird. It's like it's like an invisible like connection almost. Like I feel like neither one of you really understand it or know it, but like it's there. And I just feel like there's going to be more leveling up happening in this relationship. But I don't feel like it's going to be like a loud out there like announcement. I don't feel like you're going to be like presented with, you know, like, do you want to, it's nothing like that. So I don't feel like it's going to be like an engagement or a proposal in that way. I just feel like it's going to be a level up in commitment in your relationship, like in an energetic way, or just in the way that like you both start to see each other. Where you're taking it more serious, or you're just feeling that connection a little bit more. But I don't feel like someone's like presenting you, you know, with a ring or anything like that. So that's not this reading. But I just feel like it's a nice, even partnership. I feel like, you both kind of want to protect each other, but like, it doesn't feel like overboard. It doesn't feel codependent. It doesn't feel like obsessive. It feels like very calm and natural, and it just is like moving like at its own pace, and I feel like you both are like honoring that. Sorry. So that is what I'm getting for this reading, this little energy check-in. I feel like this is a lot of information, this reading. So if that resonated with you, or you want to go in deeper on a, you know, personal level, I am available for some private readings, so you can reach out. The link is in the bio. And I also am offering spots right now for monthly readings, personal one-on-one. Everything's virtual, so you can do it anywhere. So all that info is on the website, headspacenewjersey.com. The link is in the bio. Or you can DM me if you have any questions, or whatever. So that's what I have. I hope everyone has a good Wednesday, and I will be back Friday morning for our weekly collective reading. And if you missed this, I'll repost it for you. All right.